Well, Courtney, you've pushed this well beyond what you had in week 5 and in your earlier draft. This is really quite amazing. There's an incredible quality of puckering that's evident here with the visual effect of this design. I'm really interested in this border that you made with what you call torn pieces from the central design or a section of it. And I wonder what it'd be like to create a design of this sort with that, letting that be the central composition. Well, Ellie, there's no question here that you've changed your design and the color harmony a great deal since week 5. Even the idea of spatial depth and color is working for you here, where you've got the light saturated octopus in the foreground and the grayer, darker purple fish in the background. Interestingly, this coral you've created is a tone of the same yellow that colors the octopus. The only little thing I'd say here is take your color wheel and put it in the margin off to the side outside of the composition. Well, Ben, I think I've already reviewed this in the discussion. The longer I look at it, the more I see that the newer version perhaps has circles that are perfect circles for the most part, and the color harmony is correct. So the idea remains the same, but it's been recreated with circles and with a different color for your monochromatic harmony, and you're using that in a way faithful to the harmony, for instance, without that problematic orange we saw in week 5. Well, hi Vita, it seems as though you're having a good time playing with this design here for your final project. There are a variety of different elements that are attractive, transparency and shadows and so on. Here it seems like you're going for a tetrad harmony, and I plotted out these colors on a color wheel. They're not equally far from each other on the color wheel. And remember that here, making digital art, we're using the digital color wheel versus that traditional paint one. Well, hi Justin, I understand that you've had all kinds of difficulties with Photoshop not working correctly on your computer, but yet you were able to finish this project on schedule and it looks just great. Some of the clunky little matters that we see in the week 5 work, where the rocks meet the water edge, have been resolved in a very nice way. I'm looking for a color harmony title and also color wheel here. I'll assume your harmony is analogous. Well, Cody, at first I thought that you'd worked with another thumbnail from assignment 2 in week 5, but I just checked that and I can see that this is an entirely different image. And it's nice that it includes some reflection in it for the sake of repetition and the unity of the composition. Your method here is mysterious. It's beautiful and intricate, yet you don't let on to how it's accomplished in your discussion of your methods in the artist statement, which is okay. However, I am curious. Beautiful tapestry-like and also very digital, sort of a low resolution looking image, although it's got an artful quality about it. I clicked around and checked, and this tetrad color harmony that you've declared seems to be, well executed here. Well, hello, Caitlin. It's been exciting to watch you work through this project with some images that seem sort of basic at the outset to something that's very complex and lovely at this point. I think you've proved your concept that color has an effect on whether we want to eat or not. And we can see that your color harmonies here in week 6 are correct and work with the digital realm here that we're using. Hi Eric, things have changed a great deal here with your design since last week, and what you've got is really compelling. There's an interesting spatial work that's going on that has to do with the colors you've used and also with these very slim ellipses that look a little like circles that are seen in perspective. Interestingly, by contrast, the hexagons are of a standard proportion and they don't seem to recede as much, so there's almost a torquing of space going on here. When I zoom in and look at this closely, I can see tiny white gaps between some of the hexagons on the top, And I'd encourage you to go in there and just double check, maybe move things pixel by pixel with the up, down, right, left keys. Well, Bob, you come up with a nice design here, and it does seem appropriate for the use you intend. The only thing I think about is if it's hung like a shingle or used as signage to be read from the street, is the font a little slender against the rather dramatic backdrop there? Um, you know, whether or not you use the version you have in week 5 for your stated purpose or one that you come up with finally in week 6 is up to you. However, the way that the assignments are drawn up, it's very important to advance your work considerably between week 5 and week 6. So I do like your solution, only it would be nice if you had pushed it a little further. And we should mention that the color harmony here is complementary according to the traditional or pink color wheel, the rationale being that this is signage for an Italian restaurant.